Fades, also known as Myrddraal or the Eyeless, are some of the most dangerous and terrifying creatures in the Wheel of Time series. They are the Dark One's elite shadow spawn, and if you've ever encountered one in the books or show, you'll know they exude an air of dread that chills even the bravest characters to their core. But what exactly are Fades? Where do they come from, and what makes them so horrifying? Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. Today, we're diving deep into the history, abilities, and terrifying nature of these creatures. What are Fades? Fades are shadow spawn, bred from the Dark One's dark magic, and they serve as the commanders of the monstrous Trollocs. Unlike Trollocs, which are beastly and animalistic, Fades are far more intelligent and terrifyingly efficient. Fades lead Trollocs into battle, and they're capable of commanding their chaotic and savage nature with ease, turning the tide of battles with their strategic minds and sheer terror. When you think of a Fade, imagine a warrior from nightmares, fast, strong, and an expert sword fighter. But what sets Fades apart from other shadow spawn, like the Trollocs or Darkhounds, is their complete lack of eyes. Instead of the usual face one might expect from a creature, Fades are eyeless. Their face is smooth with pale, white skin that gives them an almost ghostly appearance. Their mouths are filled with needle-sharp teeth, and they dress in dark clothes with large hoods, shrouding their faces and leaving them to be nothing but shadows themselves. Yet, their very presence is enough to induce a primal sense of terror in anyone who encounters them. Their weapons of choice are swords forged at Thakandar, a place known for its twisted and dark forges. These swords are not just ordinary blades, they're tainted by the Dark One's influence. A single scratch from these swords can be fatal, and only an Aes Sedai, someone capable of wielding the one power, can heal the wounds they inflict. How Fades command. Trollocs. The primary role of a Fade is to lead and command the Trollocs. Trollocs, while formidable and dangerous, lack the intelligence and discipline needed to organize themselves for strategic purposes. That's where the Fades come in. They take charge of Trollocs, directing them in battle and keeping them focused. It's said that a single Fade can lead a group of up to 150 Trollocs, ensuring that the chaos of battle is harnessed into a more calculated attack. The relationship between Trollocs and Fades is one of fear and obedience. The Trollocs don't question their leaders, they simply obey. However, Fades' command over Trollocs does have limitations. For example, Trollocs cannot cross certain boundaries or enter places like Shadar Logoth, where their natural instincts lead them to avoid. But even so, Fades have the ability to override much of their beast's fear and lead them through almost any circumstance. Powers of a Fades are known for their speed, strength, and mastery in sword fighting, making them almost unbeatable in combat. They are faster than humans and possess strength far beyond that of any ordinary warrior. In battle, Fades wield their Thakandar forged blades with skill, cutting through their enemies with terrifying efficiency. Whether it's a lone encounter or a full-on battle, Fades are ruthless in combat. Despite being eyeless, Fades aren't blind. They possess some form of sight, perhaps a supernatural ability to perceive the world around them through a different, darker method. Their gaze isn't just something that allows them to see, though. When a Fade looks at someone, it triggers an involuntary fear response. The mere sight of a Fade is enough to make most individuals freeze in fear, paralyzing them with terror. It's a kind of supernatural intimidation, an aura of dread that emanates from their very presence. Perhaps one of the most unsettling powers Fades possess is their ability to travel through shadows. This power, often referred to as shadow walking, allows them to move from one area of darkness to another, seemingly vanishing into the night. Imagine being pursued by one of these creatures and suddenly they disappear into the shadows, only to reappear somewhere else, ever closer. This ability makes them terrifyingly unpredictable, able to stalk their prey without warning. The history of Fades in the Wheel of Time. The Fades first make their terrifying presence known early on in the Wheel of Time series. They are introduced as part of the Dark One's army, hunting down the heroes and causing chaos as they pursue their dark mission. Early in the story, a Fade is spotted near the two rivers. As the Trollocs prepare to attack, it's clear that something far more dangerous is lurking. Myrddraal, one of the main characters, suspects that there's a Fade nearby, and it isn't long before he confirms it. The sight of the Fade and its army of Trollocs sets the stage for the dangerous journey the heroes must undertake to escape their grasp. In another chilling encounter, Rand al'Thor and his friends face off against a Fade in Breen's Spring. The Fade, hunting them down at the behest of a dark friend, is nearly unstoppable, and it's only by sheer luck that they manage to evade it. Even when Tom Maryland steps in to fight the Fade, it's clear just how dangerous these creatures are. The boys escape, but the encounter marks just how far-reaching the influence of the Dark One is. As the story progresses, the Fades become a symbol of the Dark One's growing power. When the armies of the Dark One gather at Tarwin's Gap, it's reported that there are at least 60 Fades commanding thousands of Trollocs. The sheer number of these creatures is a sign of how serious the Dark One's forces have become. During the battle, Fades accompany Pete and Fane to steal the Horn of Valeri, further highlighting their role in executing the Dark One's will. Weaknesses of Fades. Despite their terrifying power, Fades do have some weaknesses. The most notable one is that they cannot enter Ogier steadings, which are places of peace and calm where the one power has no effect. In these places, Fades are powerless and can be easily avoided. However, outside of these steadings, they remain a deadly threat. Another significant weakness is that Fades can be killed by beheading. A well-placed blow to their neck will sever their head, and the Fade will be destroyed. This is the most definitive way to defeat them in combat. Additionally, Fades can be killed by channeling the One Power, making them vulnerable to Aes Sedai or anyone else capable of wielding this formidable force. Lastly, it's possible that a head injury could seriously injure a Fade, though it's never fully confirmed whether it would be enough to kill them. S1E8 30.48 to 30.52 paused. Nevertheless, a well-placed strike to the head could at least incapacitate them, making them easier to defeat. Our Nerdy Thoughts Fades are among the most chilling creatures in the Wheel of Time universe. With their pale, eyeless faces, deadly swordsmanship, and the ability to move through shadows, they're an embodiment of the terror the Dark One brings to the world. As the Dark One's chief commanders, Fades are ruthless in their pursuit of their goals, and their ability to instill fear in anyone who crosses their path makes them one of the most formidable forces in the series. Despite their vulnerabilities, such as beheading or the One Power, Fades are not to be underestimated. They are cunning, deadly, and a constant reminder of the ever-present danger posed by the forces of the Shadow. So, if you ever find yourself in a dark corner of the Wheel of Time world, you'd better pray you don't encounter one of these terrifying creatures. A single glance from a Fade is enough to fill anyone with dread, and once you feel that fear creeping in, you might realize that escape is no longer an option.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.